We're back now with Republican presidential candidate and Kentucky Senator Rand Paul, who got stuck in that Midwest snowstorm yesterday and joins us from Chicago. We're glad to have you, Senator. Let me start with this refugee question where we left off in the conversation here. You had some efforts this week to block Syrian refugees and people from other countries that you thought were dangerous. But in the conversation today, the worry, it seems to be from experts, is more about the visa waivers, which is to say people who could come in through Europe, these countries where you don't need the kind of screening that you would have with refugees. Why isn't that the bigger problem?
Well, I think it's all of the above. My bill would have addressed refugees, students, visitors, and those who want to immigrate from countries that have significant jihadist movements. But even just isolating on the refugee thing for a moment, we had 2 Iraqi refugees come to my hometown, Bowling Green, Kentucky, and then proceeded to want to buy Stinger missiles. Turns out one of them had fingerprints in our database system because he had his fingerprints on a bomb fragment from Iraq, and yet we didn't catch him. So this was just a couple of years ago. We were not vetting refugees adequately. The Boston bombers also came here as refugees and became radicalized. So I think that for the president to say there's no danger is incorrect. But I do agree with those who say the visa waiver program is a problem. There are many French citizens who want to attack their government and attack us, and we have no program for screening them. I say they should all come in through global entry, sort of a frequent flyer program where you have to get a background check or they have to wait 30 days. Right now we have nothing in place, and I think we are at a great deal of risk from a variety of sources, refugees, but also visa waiver nations.
You have consistently been cautioning your party about overseas military involvements, and you've said on these issues, be strong in the homeland to keep them from coming in. But has the growth of ISIS changed your mindset in terms of this argument that you got to go get them there? You've got to fight ISIS in Iraq and Syria, degrade them in their operating space so that they don't even get a chance to come to America?
I think the first thing we have to do is learn from our history. In the past several decades, if there's one true thing in the Middle East, it's that when we've toppled secular dictators, we've gotten chaos and the rise of radical Islam. So by toppling Saddam Hussein, we're still suffering that chaos. By toppling Gaddafi in Libya, we got chaos, a failed state, and a third of Libya now pledges allegiance to ISIS. By pouring weapons into the Syrian civil war on the side of Islamic rebels who were actually allied with al-Qaeda and some of whom became ISIS, that was a mistake. So the ultimate solution, if we want a long-lasting victory and a long-lasting peace, what we're going to have to do is the boots on the ground are going to have to be Arab, and you're going to have Sunni Muslims defeating Sunni Muslims, because even the Shiite Muslims can't occupy these Sunni cities. ISIS is essentially surrounded, but what we have to do is we do need a ceasefire in Syria, and probably Russia is going to be part of that solution if we're willing to talk with them. But we also need to engage Turkey on one side. We need to engage the Kurds on one side. We need to get the Baghdad army to become less of a sectarian Shiite army. And when you include significant Sunnis in that army, when they go into the lands that have been captured by ISIS, then it will be Sunni Muslims coming into those towns and recapturing them. Nothing else is really ever going to cause a lasting victory.
Let me come back to the homeland here for a moment. You have been very careful about stopping overreach in terms of U.S. surveillance. We've had some talk this morning about encryption being the big backdoor, the way these terrorists can communicate. What's your sense of, how much do you worry that there will be an overreach in terms of additional surveillance operations?
I'm very worried about that because I think when you have a fearful time or an angry time that people are coaxed into giving up their liberty. Already many in the intelligence community are saying, oh, if we only had the bulk phone collection program back. Well, what they're not telling you and what they're being dishonest about is we still have the phone collection program. In the United States, all phone records are still being collected all the time, and we still had the attack. And realize that in France, they have bulk collection or surveillance of their citizens 1,000-fold greater than what we have with very little privacy protections. They still didn't know anything about this. So what I would argue is that you can keep giving up liberty, but in the end, I don't think we'll be safer, but we may have lost who we are as a people in the process. And I'm going to fight to make sure that doesn't happen.
In the last 20 seconds, surveillance of mosques, do you put that in the same category in terms of overreach to answer this threat?
If you're going to do surveillance to religious institutions, yes. I think surveillance, though, has a fairly low threshold for individuals. And I think the discussion should be, will we have surveillance? Will we follow people who we think are at risk? That's even a lower threshold than getting a search warrant. So, yes, we should follow people who are at risk. Should we talk to their neighbors and friends? Should we talk to their imam? Sure, all of that is legitimate. But should we target mosques and have a database of Muslims? Absolutely not. And I think that's really disqualifying for both Donald Trump and Marco Rubio to say that we're going to close down every place that potentially has a discussion that might lead to extremism. That would require some sort of religious czar that I think isn't consistent with our freedom.
All right, Senator Rand Paul, thanks so much for being with us. We'll be right back with our new Battleground Tracker poll results and our political panel.